Hey everyone, on this episode, I have the pleasure to chat with David Murphy from Dixon Valves. Great conversation overall, and David even gives his famous prediction for 2022. And without further ado, let's start the show. And we're back with another episode of Dultmeier Radio. And today we've got a special guest from Dixon Valves, David Murphy. David, oh man, it's great to have you on the show.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
So before we jump into all this wonderful content, right, that we got lined up, let's just share a little bit about you, your role at Dixon Valve, and let's just talk about you for a little bit.
You got it. Well, hey, I never have a problem talking about myself. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a bad thing. But I've been with Dixon now a little bit over 10 years. It's a great company. Really pleased that I was able to find Dixon and be a part of their team. It's been a great 10 years so far.
Wow.
Started off in the industry years ago, working for actually a distributor of Dixon.
Okay.
And since I've been with Dixon, I've been a territory manager covering Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia for 8 years of that. And then I moved into the role that I am currently as our terminal specialist, which is really fun and exciting stuff as well.
What is a terminal specialist, David? You got me interested, man.
That's a great question. So terminal specialist, how we're approaching this here at Dixon is, I have a focus now on our tank truck terminals, rail car facilities,
okay,
refineries, places that we're going to see a lot of what we're grouping as our terminal products. That would be a load arm, our swivel joints, our overfill protection, our dry disconnects, or on the electronic side, our rack monitor, our rack cords and junction boxes.
Sure.
So that's kind of my, instead of where our territory managers, we've got over 1,000-page catalog now at Dixon with all of our multiple divisions covered in that. So kind of look at that as, I'll use that term as a shotgun approach. I'm more of that kind of rifle and scope and just focusing on the terminal side of things and that process transfer of products there. So.
Yeah, man. When I had a chance to speak to the other Dave over there in Dixon, he's like, "Oh, David's got to get on the mic with you there, Drew." And I'm like, "All right." He's like, "He's the specialist, all the products." I'm like, "Okay, we're gonna get David on the mic."
Like I said, I'm thrilled to be here, and we do Dixon. We cover a plethora, broad base of products with all of our multiple divisions. So that's kind of one of the goals, and the joy of being at Dixon is that we kind of are helping our distributors and our customers as a one-stop, kind of all-in-one, all-inclusive as we continue to grow our product lines.
Yeah, that's kind of a great subject to talk about in general is Dixon Valves. What would be the best way to describe the company and maybe share a little bit of what separates Dixon from some other competitors?
Well, I would say, one of the things for us is that, we take great pride in being a North American manufacturer. We have our own manufacturing facilities, our own foundries where we're doing our own castings. One of the things that separate us is obviously all of our different divisions that we have, where we focus on each division making their own product. So that's just one of the things that we do, is obviously trying to separate ourselves from some of our other manufacturer counterparts out there that might just specialize in, just say a couple SKUs or a small breadth of product. We can bring multiple products to the table. So then we try to do more of a complete system for our customers when they're looking for their items.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I tell you what, you guys have one of the smoothest websites that I've seen. I mean, on that homepage over there, you've got this knowledge center that's pretty neat. I mean, you got this swivel configurator that people can go to. There's a crimp and there's a tool here. There's videos. I mean, oh man, there's like certifications that you guys have. I mean, there's a wealth of knowledge here on the website.
And that's one of the things at Dixon that we take great pride in, that is our website and that knowledge center. One of the things I would like to share with everybody, all the listeners, that we actually do a Dixon Customer College University program that we're doing, where you can go on to our website. You can sign up, you can take some courses there that really, again, hone in on specific market groups or products.
Okay.
And it's a really great tool for everybody out there to kind of look at, to see, again, how Dixon can help them in the field with what they're doing. Our videos, I think last time I looked, and don't hold me to this here, Drew, but I mean, we're like over 200 videos on our sanitary line. We have multiple videos up there for our Dixon quick coupling division and showing off our pneumatic and hydraulic quick couplers. And then again, on our Dixon Specialty Products division, as you keyed in on there, we have our swivel configurator, which is a great tool out there in the field to use if you're not sure exactly what you're looking at. That swivel configurator can help you understand the language per se. We call it like different styles in those swivel joints, so that we're all talking on the same level when we understand the requests that are coming in. And then we've got our videos on our load arms, and that's a really again a big one for us as well. Our grounding system is on there, videos for that, and our rack monitor. So I mean, we take a lot of enjoyment putting those videos up there. There might be a couple in there that actually has me being in the video. Those are the ones that don't get many hits and likes. I don't know why, but it's pretty good stuff. It's great stuff.
Yeah, I was diving into some of this stuff, and I was just like, wow, there's just so much, like at least for me, that's one of the things I'll look at is, what separates Dixon is, I mean, there's just a wealth of, you guys are sharing so much knowledge and you're giving it away.
Well, I mean, that's something that we take great pride in at Dixon is our ability in our sales force to go out in the field and train and work with our distributors and provide them knowledge as well. It only makes us all stronger as the end game and the goal here. So everything that we understand and that we've learned from listening to our distributors and our customers out there in the field, we bring all that together, obviously put it in a nice training format. Again, something I think separates us from some of the other folks that are out there.
Yeah, it's compliments. I'm telling you, that's just fabulous.
Thank you.
I know you mentioned earlier in regards to being a territory guy, and now you're the terminal specialist, and just boots on the ground. You know what I mean? Like when you're out there, when you guys out there in the field, and they're talking to potential customers, clients, prospects, and what are some of the problems that you guys are hearing on the ground, and some of the solutions that Dixon offers? I mean, I'm sure you guys hear this all the time, right?
So being on the ground, what obviously the benefit of that is for us is that we can go on site and make the call to the end user, look at what their application is, and really our knowledge as the territory managers and our specialists that are within our team provide the best solution for their application, which really helps us out. Is really a value added to the parties involved here. So what we hear in going out there and what I've learned over my years is that, it's one of those analogies that I learned from one of our previous counterparts at Dixon who's now retired, but you got 2 ears and 1 mouth, and sometimes it's better to use those 2 ears and close that 1 mouth and listen.
Yeah, I like that.
And listen. And then, once we've listened to the customer and what they're going through, then we can share our story and give a little insight to that customer of what our guys, what our territory managers have seen, and maybe some other applications or similar applications and what was done there. I can't stress to you enough, Drew, of the times that I've been in the call and I've seen just one example of people using our Air King fittings in a steam service. And even on that Air King fitting, it's stamped on there, not for steam. And when I talked to the operator there, and I was like, hey, that's not intended for that service. Really don't want to see that there. And they go, hey, well, when I took the job, when I came into this role, that's what was being used. And I've just, never challenged it. I've never questioned it. I just figured that was the right way. And, those are kind of some of the things that when we're out there in the field and we see those, that we can educate the customer and say, hey, well, let's be safe. Let's get that out of service and let's use the right connection for that and help them along the way. We see that again in other markets with, say, positive displacement pumps, and how our PD pump is a different design and has its features compared to some of the other PD pumps that are out there on the market, and how the customer can really see value in that when they go to do a seal change and the time that it takes just to do ours compared to some of our competitors. It's things like that we share that really help the customer, number one, have a safer work environment, because that's key. We want everybody to go home the same way they came to work. And then showing them the ROI of what is being presented to them. Anywhere that we can save the customer, and not just save, but make them more money, they see value in that. So that's what helps us at Dixon when a lot of the times that we're knocking on doors gets us through those doors and in, because, again, proud North American manufacturer. We're over 100 years old and established. So our name is out there in the market. If you haven't heard of Dixon, I'm scratching my head a little bit there.
You've been hiding underneath a rock, right?
Yeah. So.
Well, at Dultmeier, I mean, we're proud to sell some Dixon Valves products, and I know that we do a lot of bayonet dry brake couplers, swivel, non-swiveling styles. I mean, we've got the fire hose, fog nozzles. Yeah. And we even started, I think, was it last year? We started with those rapid kits, David.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I know.
I was like, wow, that's like the Band-Aid on steroids right there. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to contest you in your way that you just put that, and your analogy there. Yeah. I mean, to your point, the addition of that rapid product, where again, that's that, let's again call it the industrial Band-Aid that can be used in many applications, can even be used up to where we're getting the temperatures of 350. and seeing some steam service there. That's something that can really get our customers out of a pinch, when it's in the middle of the night and you guys might have closed the doors for the evening and trying to get some rest before the next day starts and the customer has an issue. That rapid product can be something that gets them through that stopgap until, the next morning where they can call you guys and get a replacement hose or get a replacement piece of pipe and get them back up and running functionally or properly, I should say.
Just amazing.
It is. It's amazing stuff. I mean, so when I joined Dixon, our catalog was not over 1,000 pages, and we keep adding to our product line, but we're adding value.
Quality.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the exciting part of it. And then, working for the manufacturer rep, like we always get to change what's in our tool bag up. And every time that we make another call, we get to show our distributors and our customers another product that we're bringing to the table, which they see value in it. So it's definitely exciting. Yeah. And you guys at Dultmeier do a phenomenal job for us. And we're greatly, greatly appreciative of that fact. And that's part of this partnership and even in doing this podcast, man. It's just exciting stuff how we continue to partner and grow together. So,
yeah, and that's important right there. Like I said, building relationships and quality, I think, is superb. And there you go, another plug for Dixon. Top quality products that been around for 100 years.
We want to be known as that quality line, and we take a lot of pride in that. And that's what we want. When you think of Dixon Valve, you think of the quality line, and that's what we bring. Something that your listeners might not be aware of, but Dixon several years ago even made the investment in an innovation center that we have at our headquarters in Chestertown, Maryland. Oh, and in that innovation center, we have a group of engineers that are off to themselves, I say, and they listen to feedback from the field, from the territory managers and specialists, and then they come up with new products. We've come up with new products for the frac market. We've come up with some new innovative cam and groove products that we're bringing to the line now as well. So it's really, again, it's fun to be working here at Dixon and what we can do to bring new products to the market for what Dixon is reinvesting in the company for a facility like the Innovation Center. But we got another one on the road to success here where we're going to be kind of doing even more of a focus with our loading systems and our load arms and the terminal products as well. So some exciting stuff here to come in 2022 for sure.
Yeah, and you kind of touched on, because that was the next thing I was going to transition to, was some new products that you're excited about. And man, you got Innovation Center? Yeah. Come on now, Dick.
So, I mean, that's one of the things that it kind of goes back to what I said earlier, just about listening when you're out there in the field, is like when we're working out there in the field with Dultmeier and you guys say, hey, well, we see a need for this, and this is kind of a gap in the market that's not being addressed. Like that's what we love to hear that, because, we can look at that and say, hey guys, and give our guys the free rein on creativity to make that solution and then bring it to the market. So we're doing some really exciting stuff. I'll just speak back to the load arm side of things with some new load arms. We actually just brought to market what we call it with our telescoping sleeve that we have for our load arm. Okay. Really awesome product for a lot of the top loading applications for like the pedal trucks or bobtails, the shorter trucks that we see there. Yeah. We've been very successful with that. We're working on some new load arm designs with some different things that we're doing on the counterweights and where it's going to allow us to go with our arms and the sizes that we're going to be able to accomplish and provide. So there's a lot on the docket here. It's really going to be, a really exciting 2022 for Dixon.
It really does sound like I could just feel the energy, enthusiasm from that's coming out, David. It's just awesome, man. And to kind of piggyback off of that, what's the prediction for 2022? I know there's a lot of supply chain strain that's occurring. I mean, you guys have been fantastic in getting products out, but just kind of in general, I just want to get, what's your prediction for Dixon, the industry?
Well, I predict that for Dixon that we're going to have a strong year partnering with Dultmeier and getting out there in the field and having a great joint call of success. I think what we're going to see here with that, their Dixon University Customer College that we're doing, we're going to see a lot of folks that are going to really gravitate to that because it's something that nobody else in the industry is doing. So I predict that we're going to be very successful there. I think that what we see here going on in the world around us in the economy, I can't stress enough of how Dixon realizes that we cannot sell from an empty shopping cart. So our dedication to having products on the shelf is paramount. So I can predict that where some other folks might stumble on supply chain, I think that I predict Dixon is going to do the best job that's possible so that we're going to not have those toe jams along the way. Sure. And the greatest prediction of all in 2022, just changing it here, just got to go a little personal, that the Baltimore Orioles are going to win 100 games this year. We're going to switch it around. Got to have just taking it to the personal note. Got to have a little faith. I've been a O's fan ever since birth, and it's been some rough times. Yeah, that's my prediction there. So hopefully that kind of encompasses everything there.
He busted out the Orioles with 100, man. I don't even know. Did Cal Ripken, did he ever hit that 100 games that they had when he was around?
Hold on, you're breaking up really bad. I'm not hearing these things. What are you talking about? No, we've always been a winning team. What do you mean?
Oh, man. I tell you what, that's a prediction that I'm going to hold you to right there, David.
Hey, look, if they hit 100 wins, I hope that somebody from the Orioles contacts me because I predicted it. And, hey, have you back on the show. I'd love a follow-up. That's for certain.
Yeah. I'll give you my prediction. The Huskers at least go over 500 this year. We've been living in the 90s, but I think maybe this year we're going to go break over that 500 win. So
nice.
We're adding this in as a bonus. I did ask him about trade shows this upcoming year. And David, I'll let you explain a little bit of where people can find you guys at the trade shows.
Yeah, so we got NISTM coming up here in April, and then later on in the year we have the ILTA show. And getting back to that predictions, our booth is going to be phenomenal. We had a really great turnout last year, and we got a lot of compliments of what we had for our display and what we were showing off at ILTA. I can't wait till this year. We've got a couple more things up our sleeves at Dixon. So if you're out at any of the trade shows, go to our social media page or even into our website, and we're going to list out the shows that we're going to be attending. And I really, really look forward to seeing everyone at ILTA this year. That anybody that's listening is going to be in attendance. Please come find the Dixon booth, find me, and look forward to having a conversation with you.
When and where, David? When and where is this going to be at?
ILTA is going to be in Houston, and we are in I want to say right now it's November 22nd, 23rd. Off the top of my head, I apologize, but yeah, it's latter part of November.
Right before Thanksgiving then.
You got it.
Okay, yeah, man. We got to see what that booth is going to look like, man. You got me all excited.
It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal, man. I'm so excited about it.
Okay. Well, David, hey, man, it was great having you on the show. If someone wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to contact you?
Directly to me, it's real simple. It's just dmurphy, DMURPHY at dixonvalve.com. Shoot me an email. Call me directly, 704-560-5835. And then anything that you need, if any inquiries, hey, you can always just shoot an email in at sales@dixonvalve.com. And we can gladly help you. Would look forward to receiving your emails and help you in any way possible. Same with me. I'm here.
I also encourage all the listeners to do go to the website and check out that Knowledge Center. It's fantastic. And with that, David, man, it was a pleasure, absolute pleasure having you on the show. And yes, we're going to do a follow-up later this year when we got those Orioles at let's say about 50 wins, right? Then we're going to get you back on the show and see where it's at.
In all honesty, man, I just hope we crack 50. But yes, got to go think big, man. Got to have goals.
That's great, man. All right, David. Well, thanks everybody for joining the show, and we'll catch you on the next episode.